I'm going to start off. It's another little interlude, I guess.
Actually, here, wait, Stuart, go back one. Go back one. I have to do this part.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
do.
So this part here we have to do like this. Our mission is to seek out innovative FME users throughout the galaxy, sharing their stories and ideas to inspire you to take your data where no data has gone before. Okay, that's my part.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, I don't think I could have pulled that one off. So. Didn't have the right accent there. Okay, so FME does 3D. The first story we're going to talk about is the Kansas DOT Division of Aviation. So they built a really cool tool, and their mission was essentially to preserve airport usability, both for the air ambulance service and for commercial flights as well. So if we dig a little deeper into that, essentially what they want to do is, there's lots of development pressure in many cities around the world, and they want to continue to allow the developers to build, new towers, renewable windmills, things like that. But they also, in allowing them to do these buildings, want to ensure it doesn't encroach on airspace. So it's a safety issue here. Do these new buildings that the developers want to put in place, do they have any negative impact on basically planes taking off and landing? So even at the airport side of things as well, as demand increases there's more and more pressure for planes to land instrument only, so in very bad weather conditions. And in order for the planes to be able to land in bad weather conditions, they basically need to be able to ensure that there's nothing encroaching their approach. So what they've done is they've built a public online tool to illustrate the effects of a proposed vertical construction. So what they have done is they've built a Google Earth-based tool. So this tool is all online. You can actually go here, interact with this tool, and what it allows the developer to do is place their proposed development in 3D into the model. So they can drop a crane, they can drop an office block, they can drop a wind farm, anywhere into the 3D Google Earth view on the web browser. The tool goes back to the FAA database and checks to see whether or not that has any issues in terms of encroachment on flight paths. And it gives instant feedback to the developer as to whether or not they can site their development in that specific location. So it's a really cool tool. I'll show you a screenshot in a minute. So where does FME fit in? Well, it fits in, it actually generates 3D airspace polygons all around the airport. So it shows, where the planes where the planes take off and land in 3D blocks. And these were derived from AIXM data, and there was really verbose FAA descriptions in that AIXM data. So it said things like, flight path is 8 kilometers long, 1 kilometer high, and starts at position X. So FME took that text information and, using the transformers, turned that text into actual 3D polygons, best representations. The other thing is FME handles all the updates. So this is really good because it ensures the Google Earth tool is fully up to date. So as the new, if there's any new runways added, then the Google Earth is updated. If there's, if the runway's lengthened, then the flight paths are lengthened. If a regulation changes, then all the polygons are redrawn. So that's good because it's all been tested, so there's minimal errors, there's no human interference there, and also non-GIS people can do the updates. So let's have a look at the tool. So this is what it looks like. This is the web browser. It's really cool. So this is Google Earth, and you can see here we've actually placed some structures in Google Earth. See the 3D flight paths there, the landing and the takeoff zones? And then you can see we've placed a crane, a water tower, cell tower, things like that. So as soon as I place that tower, I get the check against the FAA database, and I get instant feedback as to whether I'm allowed to build that tower effectively. So here's an example of the text we're parsing. So below 7,000 feet, within an 8-mile radius of X. So we took that text and converted that automatically into basically 3D polygons. So imagine we had hundreds of these, we read them all in, we took below, we converted that into, a block, we looked at within 8 mile, and we did basically mathematical decisions on the text. The other thing is, yeah, as I say, it's a completely repeatable process. And they have actually already stopped a wind farm being developed using this tool. So a wind farm was actually approved using older FAA data, and then they entered the wind farm into this application. And because there was a new extension to the runway, and they wanted the instrument landing to be even more precise, this tool actually said, oh, actually, you can't build that wind farm there. That poses a safety risk. So it did actually already catch a potential risk there.